And then the last thing is, how was getting to host the night that LeBron broke the
Oh.
all-time scoring record?
So I remember leading up to that thinking it would be cool if he did it on Tuesday, but they play the Bucks on Thursday, the franchise that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played for. It will be like a super primetime game. Tuesday was against Oklahoma City, which is not the Oklahoma City of this year. It was the
Yeah.
Oklahoma City of last year, so they were not the number one seed. And then I remember we showed him walking in, and he was wearing all black. And Candace looked at me and she went, "He's gonna break this shit tonight." And it was just the way he was looking. And then Shaq was like, "Who else is in the audience?" And like Jay-Z was there, and he was like, "He's doing it." He's like, "You don't see these people as like an all-time athlete and then go, let me only score 25 tonight." So
Yeah.
then, you know, I spent the whole weekend before looking up enough stuff just in case. And then when you realized it was happening, right as the first game started, me, Keith Robinson, the producer, and everybody else were like, if it happens tonight, we had like multiple plans. If it happens tonight and they win, if it happens tonight and God forbid they lose, like what's that energy going to be like? If it doesn't happen tonight, but he's really close. So we had everything. Um, and I think the thing that I'm most proud of is like my wife makes fun of me that sometimes I'm like an 80-year-old man. And by that, I mean like my favorite thing to do is on a Friday, I go to a coffee shop, I bring a book and a notebook, and like I read until ideas come into my head and then I write ideas down. And that's like, I love that. And I I have one part of my notebook that is all just quotes that I really, really love or that resonate with me. And then sometimes throughout the year, I'll go, could any of these ever be used? Kind of like Seinfeld cast or Rap cast. Could any of these ever be used in a basketball television situation that could really like sum things up or really connect with the audience? And when the game ended, I opened that page for some reason. And there was the quote, which was, "Throw me to the wolves and I'll come back leading the pack." And I was like, he literally has a tequila brand with a wolf on it. And like, if any NBA player has ever been thrown to the wolves and
Yeah.
then came and it's frickin' LeBron James. And so, um, my favorite moment from that night is we thought he was going to like walk around and do all these things. And so we were prepared for 5 to 10 minutes of just talking. And we were going to talk about history and show highlights. But he made a beeline for the TNT desk and he put on the headset. And so I'm doing the intro. I have no idea what words are falling out of my mouth because I'm watching this camera of him putting on the headset that's not on TV, and I don't want him to wait. So I'm trying to make sure that my words are like coming down as he's going on. And then when he comes on and I'm in a two box with LeBron and I do the line and I say, "Leading the pack, how's the view?" He started answering. And I like kind of was like, and I was like, I just blacked out. And then I look up and Jamal Crawford's looking at me, grinning from like ear to ear, just like a shit eating grin. And he always says to me, "Did you ever think you would do something like that?" Like
Yeah.
he's great at like, and he looks at me and he mouths, "Did you ever think?" And at that moment, it was like, this is a Halley's Comet. That record stood for 36 years. Before that, it stood for 18 years. Before that, it's been exponential, the leading scorer, that by that math, LeBron's might not get broken for 72 years, if ever.
Yeah.
And so to have the honor of being there at that moment, at that time, and getting to talk to Kareem and getting to do that whole thing and feeling like we as the Tuesday show did right by LeBron's legacy and the viewers that night. It was one of those moments where like me and Candace had a glass of wine after the show, and it was like that was fun. Like that was a rush. And for these athletes, the number one thing that they miss when they retire is that rush, is that feeling of I need to ball out right now.
Yeah.
And that was one of those moments where we all left the show and we're like hugging each other and we're like, we did that, man. That was dope. So it was very, very cool. Thank you for like
Awesome.
reminding me of that.
Yeah, no, it's awesome stuff. Really good.